Alright students, I had to repost this video, so I'm actually just going to do a voiceover of it because I realized the audio was not working. So I have sped up a little. With this, we're looking at the assignments that are due, and these assignments, you have started this already, the orthographic, isometric, and exploded. These assignments are posted in the Google Classroom for the lower fifth and the upper fifth. So you should be able to see them, and once you have completed, you can upload your work. The deadlines are the 6th of January for these assignments. Now, we took a look here at this isometric drawing, and what we explained was that the parts that are in your isometric must be the same parts that are shown in your exploded. Remember that your exploded drawing is a drawing or a sheet which shows two views of every single part. So you need to make sure that your exploded has two views of every single part. And those two views must be the same measurements. You must also show the names of the views. You must also show the dimensions. And for example, over here, we have in our M16, M16 represents threads. So whenever you have a nut or a bolt that has threads, it will be labeled M16. To change it to M16, you will just double left click where the word is, and then you type in M. So once you double left click it, it will change. You type M, make sure that is a capitalized M, and you will left click anywhere else. So remember that over here is a break. Once you're showing the threads, you want that break to show the start of the thread and the end. For a bolt, the inside circle will be broken. For a nut, the outside circle will be broken. And once again, the measurements must be shown. The issue with this is that this person had 26 and 13, but those measurements are the same as the radius 13 here. So you don't need extra measurements in. And you know that this 20 is for the length of the threads that are shown. So for your exploded, please make sure that you have your parts labeled and you have the dimensions given. Over here, it is good the person has any bumps, but the issue with this was this student did not put in the curve that was here at the bottom. So to get that curve in, you offset just by 1 millimeter or so. Pull down your line, and then we use a 3-point curve. Left to the right, and put in your 3-point, and that gives us a smooth curve. And you can just trim off and change the layer. Over here, we have here a nut, and you realize the outer circle is the one that is broken. So once again, for your exploded, you need to make sure that your exploded has two views of every single part, and it must line up or align with your orthographic view. So over here in the orthographic, the measurements and everything must be the same, unless you're going to lose marks. So what I did here was I looked at the height of this. So this person has that the web is 30. The height of it is 30, but when I come over here, the height of this is 20, so you will lose a mark there. So all I'm saying is that you need to make sure that the measurements that are in your drawing, in your views, they must line up. However, in this view, the person has the measurement here at 30. So just make sure that they line up. We went back here to show the different assignments. Once again, the isometric, orthographic, exploded, we discussed those already. But for your design justification is done along with your parts list. What you are doing is you're explaining three things. For each part, you're explaining what the part does, and then you are explaining the material that is used for the part. So I'm not going to explain it thoroughly in this recast of the video or this voiceover. But the first thing is the parts that are in your exploded drawing must be written on your parts list. So for example, you have the bracket, you put it on the parts list. You have the washer, you put it on the parts list. And the purpose of this is you want to make sure that all of your parts are documented. so that when somebody takes up this paper that has the parts list, every single part is named. The last thing I will mention with the design justification is the material. So what I suggested and what I showed the students who were present was that you look up the names of the materials online. So search for metal pulley, search for metal bolt, and look up the different types of materials that these things can be made from. And the reason for this is you want to show that these products that you have, these parts that you have, are made from sturdy materials, materials that can actually be used, okay, inside the project. So you need to do a bit of research. If you're going to use a metal type of pulley or aluminum type of pulley, you need to say what type it is and why. So that is a main part for your exploded and your design justification, because you're actually justifying your design. So cast iron, why cast iron? It's an alloy, it has certain benefits. So you can actually look up the benefits of these things. What are the benefits of cast iron? What are the benefits of the different parts? And the reason that you look up these benefits is so that when you write down that you have used cast iron for the pulley, or you have used cast iron for the bracket, you actually state some of the reasons why. I have chosen cast iron because it is durable, because it is this, because it is the next. And you do that for every single type of material. So when we take a look here, this person has explained what each part is doing, or the function of every part, and then the material for every part. So this is what must be done for each of you to get full marks in justification. You are justifying your design. So what I began to do a little further down was realize that this is posted here to be submitted January 6th. So what I did a little further down was I actually wrote my own justification. I explained how to do a parts list. So to make a parts list, you will go to table at the top, you select the number of squares you want or rectangles, you left click once you're ready, and you type in your titles. So the part number, the part name, material, the number of. So remember, once again, if you have a part here, it needs to have a material. And in your justification, as I'm here beginning to do, why are we using mild steel for our bracket? So the main purpose of the bracket is to hold the parts of the pulley together. But when we're taking a look at the material that is here for this person is mild steel. And why mild steel? Is resistant to heat, which is good, right? It's also very durable. As I said, I do not want each person to use the same material, so you need to research and choose the materials wisely. Another assignment that we have to do is fires. I have posted the questions for it online. So you simply look up on what fires are online. And since fires is not a main part of what we're doing, you're just answering two questions. Explain the different types of fires, and then you're explaining the different types of fire extinguishers. And with that being said, this is the other assignment here on fires that I think I put it to be due on the 9th of January. So just make sure that you are aware of the deadlines. Just make sure that you are aware of when these things are due, 9th of January, and make sure you submit them. The last thing that is not in this video are 2 practice questions for you to do. So just take a look at those when they're posted. With that being said, I'll stop the video here.